At 3:47 in the morning, my finger hovered over a button that would disconnect 17 devices from the internet. 17 devices that belonged to people who, just 4 hours earlier, had called me toxic. The worst part wasn't that they kicked me out of the family group chat. It wasn't even that my mom posted a Facebook status about cutting out negative energy with a purple heart emoji. The worst part? They forgot who pays for the Wi-Fi they posted it on. Let me back up. For 3 years, I've been what my family affectionately calls the responsible one. What they mean is, I'm the ATM that doesn't require a PIN. It started small. My younger brother needed help with his phone bill. Just 1 month, he promised. My sister's car insurance was temporarily too expensive. Mom needed groceries just this once because Dad's hours got cut. But just once became every month. And every month became my normal. I'm 28. I work as a project manager for a tech company. I make decent money. Not rich, but comfortable. My family knows this because I made the mistake of being honest when I got promoted 2 years ago. Here's what my monthly family expenses looked like. Verizon Family Plan, 8 lines, unlimited data, $240. Car insurance for my brother and sister, $320. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and Spotify family accounts, $73. My mom's medication copays, $150. Emergency grocery runs, approximately $400. Small loans that never get repaid, anywhere from $200 to $800. Total, roughly $1,800 a month. That's $21,600 a year. For 3 years. Do the math. That's $64,800. But I didn't do it for gratitude. I did it because they're family, and family helps each other. That's what I told myself every time my savings account stayed exactly where it was. Yesterday started like any other Tuesday. I was at work when my phone buzzed with a text from my brother. Hey, can you spot me 500? We'll pay you back next week. I stared at the message. Next week. The same next week he'd promised 2 months ago for the last 500. And 2 months before that for 300. I took a breath and typed back, You still owe me from last time. Can you pay that back first? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Wow, really? I'm in a tough spot and you're gonna be like that? Something in my chest tightened. I typed, I'm not trying to be difficult. I've loaned you $1,300 this year alone. I just need you to pay back something before I lend more. The dots took longer this time. You know what your problem is? You're obsessed with money. It's always about dollars and cents with you. We're family. You're supposed to help without keeping score. My hands were shaking now. I called my best friend during lunch. He said I'm materialistic, I told her, my voice cracking, for asking for my own money back. She was quiet for a moment. Then, how much have you given them total? When I told her, she inhaled sharply. That's a down payment on a house. That's a year of retirement savings. Do they know that? They know I work hard. That's not the same thing. Do they know you've been eating ramen twice a week so you can afford their bills? I didn't answer because I didn't want to admit she was right. That evening, the family group chat lit up. My sister was planning a birthday dinner at an expensive restaurant downtown. Can't wait! Mom, Dad, you're coming, right? And you too, obviously. She tagged me. I hesitated, then typed, I might sit this one out. Money's tight. 3 dots from my sister. Then my brother. Then my mom. My sister. It's my birthday. You're seriously not coming? My brother. She's been weird about money lately. My mom. Maybe if you didn't spend so much on takeout, you'd have saved more. I stared at my phone. I hadn't ordered takeout in 2 months. I started typing a response, explaining that I pay for most of their expenses, when my brother sent another message. Honestly, this negative energy is exhausting. We're trying to have a good time, and you're making it about money again. My sister. Agreed. Total vibe killer. Then my mom. Sometimes we need to distance ourselves from toxic people, even if they're family. Before I could respond, a notification appeared. You have been removed from family. I sat there in my quiet apartment, staring at my phone screen. 9:43 p.m. At 10:15, my mom posted on Facebook, "Grateful for this new chapter, cutting out toxic energy and embracing positivity. Sometimes the trash takes itself out." My aunt liked it. My cousin commented, "Proud of you." I took a screenshot. I don't know why. Maybe I needed proof that this was really happening. At 11:30, I opened my laptop. My hands were steady now. The hurt had crystallized into something else, something clear and cold. I logged into the Verizon account. My name, my credit card, my responsibility. 8 lines showed active. I could see them all. Mom's iPhone 15, Dad's iPhone 14, brother's iPhone 15 Pro, sister's iPhone 15 Plus, sister's iPad, brother's Apple Watch. 2 lines they'd added for my teenage cousins temporarily 6 months ago. All of them are currently using data, even at this hour. I opened a Netflix account. 4 people streaming, a rom-com, a reality show, an action movie, a documentary. Then the car insurance portal. Both policies are current, both in my name. My credit score is on the line if they get in an accident. Then my banking app. I pulled up 3 years of transactions and filtered by their names. The total wasn't $64,000. It was $72,943. I'd been underestimating. That's when my phone buzzed. A text from my dad. The first message he'd sent me in weeks. "Your mother is very upset. You need to apologize for being selfish. Family doesn't act like this." I read it 3 times. Then I opened my notes app and started making a list. 3:17 a.m. I'd spent 4 hours creating a spreadsheet. Every transaction, every bill, every small favor. Color-coded by person, categorized by type, totaled by year. The numbers didn't lie. Year 1, $19,240. Year 2, $24,180. Year 3, $29,523. I'd even included the interest I'd lost by not putting that money in my retirement account. With compound interest over 30 years, this wasn't $73,000. It was potentially $468,000 I'd never see. My cursor hovered over the Verizon account. I thought about my brother's text. "We're family." I thought about my sister. Total vibe killer. I thought about my mom's Facebook post. "Sometimes the trash takes itself out." I thought about my dad's message. "Family doesn't act like this." He was right. Family doesn't act like this. So I clicked. Suspend all lines, effective immediately. A confirmation box appeared. "Are you sure you want to suspend 8 lines? This action will disconnect service within 15 minutes. My finger didn't shake when I clicked confirm. Next, Netflix. Remove all users, keep primary account. Then, Hulu, Disney Plus, Spotify. Click, click, click. Then, insurance portal. Request policy cancellation. I drafted the email carefully. I need to cancel both policies effective at the end of this billing cycle. Please send confirmation. Finally, I opened my banking app and set up alerts for any attempts to use my card or account information. 3:47 a.m. I took a screenshot of every confirmation. Then I set my phone on Do Not Disturb and went to bed. For the first time in 3 years, I slept until my alarm. My phone was on fire when I finally looked at it at 8 a.m. 63 missed calls, 142 text messages. I made coffee first. Good coffee. The expensive kind I'd stopped buying because I was spending too much on takeout. Then I read through the messages chronologically. 4:12 a.m. Brother, why isn't my phone working? 4:15 a.m. Sister, hello? Netflix says I'm not authorized? 4:43 a.m. Mom, I can't call anyone. What's going on with the phone service? 5:02 a.m. Dad, this is unacceptable. Call me immediately. 5:38 a.m. Brother, did you seriously cancel our phones? I have work. 6:15 a.m. Sister, this is insane. You're having a breakdown over nothing. 6:47 a.m. Mom, you're being incredibly childish. Your father and I are very disappointed. 7:23 a.m. Brother, you're literally the worst person I know. Over $500? Really? I sipped my coffee and kept reading. 7:51 a.m. Sister, I had to use the neighbor's Wi-Fi to message you. This is abuse. 8:03 a.m. Dad, you have 1 hour to fix this, or we're coming to your apartment. I took another sip and typed my first response. Good morning. I've decided to stop paying for services I can no longer afford. I'll need payment for this month's bills by the end of the week. Details to follow. Send. They showed up at my apartment at 9:30 a.m. All 4 of them. I'd prepared for this. I had my laptop ready, spreadsheet open. My mom started before I could even offer them seats. What is wrong with you? Your father had to use a neighbor's phone to call his doctor's office. There's a Verizon store 3 blocks from your house, I said calmly. They can set up a new account. With what money? My brother shouted. You know I'm between jobs. You've been between jobs for 7 months, I replied, while working under the table for cash that you somehow never have. My sister crossed her arms. This is about that stupid $500, isn't it? You're holding the whole family hostage over $500. I turned my laptop around to face them. This spreadsheet shows every payment I've made for family expenses over the last 3 years. The total is $72,943. Silence. My dad squinted at the screen. That can't be right. It's itemized by date and amount. I have bank statements to verify every transaction. I pulled out a folder. I printed them. Would you like to see? My mom's face was red. You've been keeping track? Like we're strangers? That's sick! I kept track because I'm doing my taxes and needed to see where my money was going. I discovered that 68% of my take-home pay for 3 years has gone to covering expenses for people who call me toxic when I ask for basic consideration. My brother grabbed the papers, scanning through them. Half of this is groceries. You can't charge your family for groceries. You're right, I can't. That's why I'm not charging you. I'm simply no longer paying for them. So, what are we supposed to do? My sister demanded. I looked at her directly. The same thing I've been doing. Pay for your own phone, your own subscriptions, your own insurance, your own life. My dad sat down heavily. We didn't realize it was that much. Yes, you did, I said quietly. You knew because every month you asked. Every month I said yes. Every month none of you said thank you or paid me back or even offered to help. We're family, my mom protested. Family doesn't demand payment. You're right. The family doesn't demand payment. But family also doesn't call someone toxic for setting boundaries. Family doesn't kick someone out of a group chat for being materialistic when they ask for their own money back. Family doesn't post on Facebook that the trash took itself out. My mom's face went white. You saw that. Everyone saw that. You posted it publicly. I was upset, she whispered. So was I. The difference is, I didn't publicly humiliate you. I just stopped paying your bills. My brother threw the papers down. Fine. You want your money? I'll get you your money. I don't want repayment, I said, and watched their faces shift from angry to confused. That money is gone. I've accepted that. What I want is for this pattern to stop. What pattern? My sister asked defensively. The pattern where my value to this family is directly tied to my bank account, where I'm responsible and amazing when I say yes, but toxic and materialistic when I say no, where you feel entitled to my income but not required to. Offer basic respect. The room was quiet. My dad finally spoke. We didn't mean to make you feel that way. But you did. And last night, when I asked for basic consideration, you decided the problem was me, not your behavior, not your entitlement. Me. I pulled out a printed document. I've written up new terms. If you want to rebuild this relationship, this is what I need. My mom looked at it like it was a snake. Terms? For family? Boundaries, I corrected. Number 1, I will no longer pay for anyone's regular expenses. If there's a genuine emergency, we can discuss it, but I want a new phone is not an emergency. Number 2, any money I choose to lend will have a written agreement with a repayment timeline. No agreement, no loan. Number 3, if I'm called names, gaslit, or publicly humiliated, I will reduce contact until I receive a genuine apology. Number 4, my financial decisions about my own money are not up for family discussion or judgment. My brother laughed bitterly. So you're putting us on a contract? Like we're business partners? No, like we're adults who respect each other. If you can't agree to these basic terms, then we don't have a relationship worth saving. That was 6 weeks ago. My brother hasn't spoken to me since. He moved back in with my parents and got his own phone plan, the cheapest one available. Apparently, he suddenly could afford it. My sister called me 2 weeks later, not to apologize, but to ask if I'd reconsider the Netflix account, just for her. When I said no, she hung up. But 3 days after that, she texted, I've been thinking about what you said. Can we talk? We met for coffee. She didn't apologize, but she listened. Really listened. She told me she'd started therapy and was realizing some things about how our family handles money and boundaries. It's not fixed, but it's something. My parents are complicated. My mom still thinks I overreacted. My dad sent me a check for $500 last week with a note that said, a start. It's not about the money anymore. It never really was. It was about being seen as a person instead of a resource, about being valued for more than what I could provide, about the simple, revolutionary act of saying no and not being destroyed for it. I have my savings account back. I'm putting away $2,000 a month now, money that's mine, for my future, for my dreams. I sleep better. I don't check my bank account with dread anymore. I bought myself new running shoes without guilt. And here's what I learned. Setting boundaries doesn't make you toxic. It makes you honest. It makes you healthy. It makes you someone who knows their worth isn't measured in dollars spent, or services rendered. The family bank is closed. But for the first time in 3 years, I'm open. Open to relationships built on mutual respect instead of financial obligation. And that's worth more than $73,000 could ever buy.